Hey everyone, today we're going to unbox the Xiaomi 20 Pro 5G, which just released recently in November and retails for 749 Singapore dollars. And apparently it's a entry level flagship phone because of its price. You usually get like flagships for around like $1,000 plus, but this one is much more affordable, although still expensive. So let's take a look inside. So first off, we have the box, which is of a very elegant design, black and gold. I really like that combination of color. You see 10T printed down quite big, and they do advertise the main features of the phone, like the 108 megapixel camera, ultra clear camera, that's what they say here. Mi 10T Pro, easy access to the Google apps you have most. Xiaomi sent us the 256 gig model in cosmic black. So let's take a look at what we have inside. Right at the top here, they have they place here designed by Xiaomi. Yes, we know that. And in this initial box, standard stuff that comes with a lot of phones nowadays: warranty information, small user guide, USB-C to 3.5mm adapter. Very useful, and a clear case that's slightly matte at the back, which is quite nice actually, with the Xiaomi branding. It's not bad. And of course we have the phone, and it's quite big actually. So first up, this phone is kind of heavy compared to a lot of other phones. It's definitely shiny, so yep, it will catch all the smudges and fingerprints. See the camera at the back, the 108 megapixel camera. It feels good. Personally, I prefer heavier phones in my hands. It feels more durable. You know, I don't feel like it's gonna fly away. So let's put the phone beside first and see what else we got in here. Over here we have a USB-C charging cable, which is slightly colored orange. And of course we have the actual charger. The charger is a standard charger. First impressions, the phone feels a bit heavy. It weighs in at 218 grams and you definitely feel the weight here. Mainly because it's like metal and glass materials being used here. And which is fine. It feels great in the hands. It's not too thin like a lot of other phones. It feels secure. Now, perhaps if you do not enjoy heavier phones, this might not be for you. But if you're okay with it, this is great. Xiaomi following the trend also with the multiple cameras on the back, and there's quite a pronounced camera bump. Take a look. Yep, it bumps. At the side, there's only buttons on the right hand side, and I assume this is the power button, which is recessed into the frame, so it feels kind of good actually. There's a nice feedback to it. And for the volume rocker, it also has a pretty good feedback, and it isn't too small, so with people with like fat fingers like myself, it works quite well. At the bottom we have a speaker, a USB-C charging port, and also the SIM card tray, which supports dual SIM. But unfortunately it does not support expandable storage, so you won't be able to put additional stuff inside apart from your 256 gigs. You have a selfie camera in the front on a notch, of course. Not many companies do the lift up camera like OnePlus does, but I think a lot of people have grown used to it, and I myself, I don't think it's a big issue. Even if you're watching a video, it's right at the side, at the bottom, so it's not really gonna cover up stuff. Now, after a while, I don't really notice it at all. So the phone has a 5000 mAh battery, and it supports wireless charging and fast charging. It also has fingerprint reading, and it uses the power button on the side for fingerprint reading. So there are 3 cameras on the back of the phone. You have a 108 megapixel camera, which is the main camera. You have a 13 megapixel camera for the ultra wide, and a 5 megapixel camera for a macro camera. Okay, so let's test out the camera and see if it's good. I've got a friend here little keycap. Actual camera, that's not bad. Let's check out the macro camera. Ah, that one's also not bad. It's pretty clear. Ultra wide. There's also a bunch of modes and features you can use with the camera. They do give like the portrait modes, of course pro mode if you really want to change the white balance, ISO, have full control of your shoot. The 10T Pro can take video resolutions up to 8K, which is quite impressive. 30 FPS, but you have to switch it on, and it says here I can record 8K up to 6 minutes for this particular scene. Your mileage may vary, I guess, which is kind of interesting because you don't have expandable storage with the phone, so there will always be a limit on how much you can record with it. But after using the phone for a while, it does get a bit warm. It notifies you if your lens is dirty, if you need to know that. It tells you if someone in the frame has closed their eyes while taking a picture. Let's test that. So it didn't tell me. I don't know whether it really works, but it's there. That's all fine and dandy, but the real thing is the display. Like I said, 144 Hz. Now, it's not an OLED or AMOLED. In order to have the 144 Hz, it is in fact an IPS LCD display, which I get. You want a 144 Hz OLED or AMOLED, it's probably gonna bump up the price quite a bit. Now, while I wait for the games to download, let's check out the sound on this device and maybe watch some videos on it. It may not be an OLED, it's not an AMOLED, but it's still an IPS display, which is known for their color accuracy. So 144 Hz IPS, I think it's good. It's good for me. And by the way, the speaker is not just at the bottom, it's also at the side here where your normal phone speaker is. So you do get stereo sound from it. Let's see how good the speakers are. That's not bad actually. It's nice that they have two speakers. A lot of phones, they have only that one speaker at the bottom. Which is kind of what I expect for a flagship phone to have, two speakers. Now, you don't get a 3.5mm headphone jack, of course, which is, the normal trend these days. So they gave you an adapter, which is fine, I guess. I wish more flagships had the headphone jack. You usually find those on lower end phones or mid-range phones, not on high ends nowadays, which is kind of a shame. At least they give you the adapter, you don't have to buy it separately. But it did not include a pair of earphones here. Yeah, it doesn't come with headphones or earphones. So let me test a game. Okay, I switched on a game and instantly this game turbo mode comes up. I assume it's the Xiaomi game mode. There's in-game shortcuts, can answer calls in the background, can turn off auto brightness, turn off reading mode, all that, just to optimize your gameplay a bit. So I've loaded up Asphalt 9 on here. I don't really expect much other than it being smooth and snappy. So the game is awful, but the screen is nice. Yeah, the 144 Hz is actually 144 Hz. I mean, it's as advertised. Its colors are great on IPS, by the way. Let's test it out with something everyone is playing nowadays. Genshin Impact. It's a very popular game for a lot of reasons. Try it out. It's not really for me, but I see why people like it. They pasted the whole of Serangoon MRT with Genshin Impact and the characters, and it's nice to see in the morning. So that's the Xiaomi 10T Pro 5G unboxing and first impressions. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did enjoy looking at this phone, and in the coming week I'll probably be using it more often and probably release a review about it. I do want to get to know this phone a bit better. It deserves it at least. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you need any more tech unboxing videos and reviews, you can check out our website at thehomeground.asia, and until then, see you.